Today on Larry King Now, Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. Do you miss at this time of the year playing in the NFL?
You can't miss what you walk away from. You normally miss what walks away from you.
On Deion's family playbook.
And I just wanted to display a positive father. I'm a single father, got custody of all my kids. And I just wanted to put something on television that the whole family could sit around the couch in the living room with and enjoy.
On how the NFL handled the Ray Rice situation. Did they make a mistake in the Ray Rice matter?
I don't believe so. One thing, I adore Commissioner Goodell in the moves that he's made. His reputation has been that he's too harsh. So all of a sudden you're saying he's too soft.
Plus, when did you know you had athletic ability?
When I came out the womb.
All today on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. One of my favorite people, Deion Sanders, is with us today. You know him as Prime Time, one of the most gifted athletes in history, a 2011 inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and the only man to play in both a Super Bowl and a World Series. You can catch him as an NFL Network analyst, and this season he's joined CBS Sports Thursday Night Football coverage. And on Saturday nights at 9 p.m., you can see him in his Docu-Series, Deion's Family Playbook, on Oprah Winfrey's own network, which I understand is the big hit of the network now.
Yes, sir.
How did that show come about?
Man, I grew up in the time, in the era, good times, the Cosbys, the Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, where they were all prominent fathers. They weren't perfect, but they were present. And I don't see that now, especially ethnic fathers doing the right thing. It's usually chaos and ignorance, adolescence and violence. And I just wanted to display a positive father. I'm a single father, got custody of all my kids. And I just wanted to put something on television that the whole family could sit around the couch in the living room with and enjoy.
What's the range of the kids' age?
17. I have a niece that's 17. I have another kid, we call him Florida, that I raised. He's 17. Then my son is 14. Another son is 12. My daughter's 10. Two foster nieces that my mother raised. They're beautiful 8-year-old girls, and my nephew is 2.
How do you do it all as a single guy?
This is who I am. When my mother's there, and my girlfriend Tracy Edmonds is there, my aunts, it takes a village to raise everyone, and in my family, they're there to help as well.
Do you miss at this time of the year playing in the NFL?
You can't miss what you walk away from. You normally miss what walks away from you.
Were you a high school?
Quarterback. High school quarterback. I played baseball, basketball. I was all-state in basketball. And my high school coach hid all my basketball letters because he wanted me to focus on football and baseball.
How did this show come about, the family playbook?
I went and pitched it to Tracy. Tracy's a producer, extraordinary, I feel. And I said, I got a wonderful idea. This is what I want to do. And she liked the idea. And that's kind of how our romance started, just talking about the show, and we were very fond of one another.
Any nervousness about having kids on television?
No,
kids will be kids, and they're always honest.
And I want them. I want them to be honest. We're so honest. We're brutally honest. We keep it so 100. It's unbelievable. Even when producer or director say, hey, can you do that? No, let's not do that over. Let's take it like it is. Let's do it just like it was. So I like the authenticity of the kids, the honesty of the kids, the adolescence of the kids, because I want to capture all of that, because as real kids make mistakes, and so do we.
How did you handle that uncomfortable divorce?
It wasn't
easy when it's
it wasn't easy. You know why it wasn't easy? Because you would think that someone that you really blessed, someone that you really looked out for, someone that you really knew, turn on you 100% because you choose to go a separate way. No matter what you choose to do, my heart would never be of one to hurt you or try to damage you or try to destroy you, especially when there are kids involved. So I just held my head high. One thing about a lie, and there were so many lies told on her behalf, a lie has no endurance, but the truth does.
Do you retain the bitterness, or is that all?
I'm not a bitter person. That's not in my heart. I could never be that way. I mean, I forgive, but I don't forget. But I protect myself and I guard myself. So I walk around in regards to her with a condom on my heart.
Oh, you live in Dallas. And how did you meet Tracy?
She's
a beautiful girl.
Yeah, she is. I met her on Easter at Bishop Jake's home.
Now, how does it work if you're in Dallas and she's in L.A.?
Well, the things you can make anything work if you desire to, if you got the right intentions, the right heart, and the right time.
The new season starts with you moving out of your estate to move closer to your charter school you founded, the Prime Prep Academy.
Yeah.
We have a clip. Let's watch it.
It's a lot of stuff in my closet, I must admit, needs to go.
And then what do you do with that?
A lot of stuff in my closet, I must admit, will stay.
I guess that goes, right?
The Leon wig will stay. Leon is part of Deion.
Baby, what are you gonna do with all these suits?
Wear 'em.
You're not gonna wear all these suits.
Yes, I am.
No, you aren't. Look at all this. These are the longer coats that you
Yep.
no longer wear?
Yep.
Okay.
It may come back, though, you never
No,
know.
I don't think so.
It may come back.
I don't think so.
Some things I've kept so long, it's fashionable now. I had Coogee outfits back when Coogee was Coogee. Coogee is Coogee once again.
Wait, look how long this one is.
Were you always a clothes hawk?
Clothes whore.
Clothes hawk.
Clothes whore. I would say so because I love fashion. I really love fashion.
Tell me about the Prime Prep Academy.
Man, it's something that came from the birth of my youth organization called Truth, that we just want to see kids go to and through college. And we got so sick and tired of just developing these kids and motivating these kids and getting to know their parents and running to schools all around the Dallas Metroplex. We said, you know what? Let's just do it on our own and do it right. Let's help these inner city kids where I planted the school, 7 out of 10 ethnic kids drop out.
I understand it's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
How is it now?
I had a very shaky, to say the least, co-founder that thought the financial profitability of the kids were more so than really getting the kids a proper education. We got them out now. We have a 100% graduation rate in the last 2 years, 94% attendance, and 15 kids have gained scholarships over the last 2 years, and we're happy, man.
That's in Dallas?
That's in Dallas. And we outscored 94% of all the DISD schools in our area on the test scores.
Your oldest son, Deion Jr., is playing football, right?
SMU, baby.
Why not FSU?
Yeah, they didn't recruit him. But think about how good it is. You know what a kid goes through going to college and maturing. But to have my baby in the same city that I'm in, and I get to see him practice, I get to see him daily. It's wonderful seeing him become a man right before my eyes.
What position?
He plays receiver.
When did Deion know he had the talent to be a pro athlete in 2 sports?
When I came out.
We'll find out.
When I came out the womb.
We're back with the great Deion Sanders, one of the great athletes ever. He's on CBS Sports Thursday Night Football, and he's on Saturday nights, 9 o'clock on the Docu-Series, Deion's Family Playbook. It's on Oprah Winfrey's own network. When did you know you had athletic ability?
When I came out, man.
Out of the womb?
Yeah, I was always a confident kid, but not only with my confidence, I always had a work ethic because I saw my mother working her butt off just to see one another because they never met. And I got my work ethic from my mother.
What was your first sport?
My first sport was baseball. I played baseball first before I played anything.
Why didn't you just stay with that?
Because it wasn't my love. Football was my wife and baseball was my girlfriend.
Well, sometimes that works, that baseball.
But I couldn't give her the time that she deserved.
But you played basketball too, right?
I played basketball as well in high school. But when I went to Florida State, they wasn't going to allow me to do all 3.
Since football was the one where you would have the most likely to get hurt,
right?
Why did you like that the best?
It was natural, man. It was natural. It was like riding a bicycle. I could fall out of bed and do what I was gifted to do. Baseball was a challenge. That's why I like it, because every man loves a challenge in his life.
Did you ever think you'd play both professionally?
Yes. Why not? I did it as a kid. I did it at adolescence.
Did you play at Florida State baseball?
I played at Florida State as well. I ran track as well. I just was never one to have someone who couldn't do what I could do tell me what I can't do. That was always ignorant to me. How can you tell me what I can't do when you can't do what I can do?
Yeah, that's pretty alert. Do you think you could have been a major college basketball player?
Yes, I did. Yes. But it wasn't a lot of 6-foot guards, man, or 6'2" guards in the game. Right. So I was wise business-wise. So this is not going to take me as far as I want to go. This is not going to retire my mother for the rest of her life. So I had to make a business decision.
The mood of baseball is totally different from the, for example, in a football locker room.
Totally different guys.
You have to be juiced up.
Well, it's totally different guys.
In a baseball locker room, you got to be calm, right?
Calm and sedate, because baseball, you got to perform daily. Football, I can have a natural high after that game that's going to carry me through the next 6 days until I have to perform again. Baseball, I got to do it over and over.
And baseball is more mental, right?
Very much mental. You could talk yourself out of a lot of wonderful things in baseball, and you could talk yourself into a lot of good things, too.
Now, you became a mentor to many NFL players and pro athletes, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the best advice you give them?
You got to believe. If you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else will. It's amazing how many guys, big, ferocious, muscled-up guys that lack confidence. It's amazing.
Okay, the bumpy ride this year that the NFL has had.
Right.
Did they make a mistake in the Ray Rice matter? Which,
I don't,
as we do this, is being now they're having the hearings.
I don't believe so. One thing, I adore Commissioner Goodell in the moves that he's made in his history.
He's gotten rapped a lot, though.
Yeah, because he's so profound. Now tell me this, his reputation has been that he's too harsh. So all of a sudden you're saying he's too soft. In one incident, it's no way whatsoever. He listened to the wife of Ray Rice, and they came in and pled their case personally. And you look into a woman's eye, and she tell you what happened, what's transpired in that moment. You have to believe it. I'm pretty sure the commissioner I know didn't see that footage before he met with those persons. No way. And I talk to Ray, I speak to him probably bi-weekly, making sure he's okay, because I care about him as a human being. Forget the athleticism. He may never play the game again, but I care about him as a human.
He's claiming he's been double convicted because he got the first suspension. Mm-hmm. Why the second?
True.
You think he has a case?
I think he definitely has a case, but he's always going to be persecuted in the eyes of America, because rarely have they seen such insensitivity that they saw that transpired on an elevator.
Now, he's a great guy, right?
Great guy.
So what do you make, is this just one moment in his life?
The thing about it, this is something I feel that he did is not something that who he is. And I could stand by you if your wife decides to stand by you. Who am I to say that I can't? When she can't. These two have known each other since they were teenagers, man. They're not going to separate over this nonsense, over this adolescence. It's ignorant. Now, my daughter, that's a whole nother thing that you say, oh my God, how can you do such a thing? But you never know what's inside of them.
If he's reinstated, would someone sign him?
I would hope so, because everybody I know, especially the person I see in the mirror every morning, has gotten a second and third chance at life. Who are we not to give someone a second chance when all of us have received a second and third chance?
The Christian ethic to forgive?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with Rice?
Well, first of all, I think a lot of people have been helped from the situation and what we saw transpire. I think a lot of women have come out and said, this is what's happening to me. A lot of men has really said, I got to stop. I got to find out the anger. And I'm more concentrating on, let's find out the root of this problem that provoked you to do this, not the fruit. We saw the fruit of it. Let's find the root of it and get you some help.
What about Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson's father is one of the coaches on my flag organization. So I'm very close to the situation. He coaches daily, do not miss a day. His son plays as well. And I'm very understanding of this situation, and I'm saddened by it. It's wrong, what transpired, 100% wholeheartedly, and we never know the reality of what truly happened. But who are we to say, hey, you can't never play this game again because of what you did off the field, on the field, or whatever have it. You can't do what you're gifted and blessed to do. We're going to punish you for the rest of your life.
Good point. We'll talk more football with the great Deion Sanders right after this. We're midway through the NFL season. Deion Sanders. All right, the season so far, biggest surprise?
In the NFL, the biggest surprise, probably the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys.
Defensively.
Defensively, we didn't. Well, offensively is helping the defense. We rarely see the defense because the offense is so prominent. But they're a surprise.
Where do you stand in the Brady-Manning debate?
I'm a Brady guy. Why? Because it's 3 Super Bowl, five appearances. And when the game's on the line, Brady comes through. That's not saying that Peyton Manning doesn't. But Peyton Manning will have to win a couple more Super Bowls to even be noted with Brady.
They're both Hall of Famers.
Both Hall of Famers. But one, you would say the best has ever played the position. But in his era, there's another quarterback that's won more. That's ironic.
Is Andrew Luck the next best, the next big quarterback?
It seems to be. The way it looks now, it seems to be.
Not a lot of time.
He has it. He has the total package.
How about Robert Griffin III? He's back again. Played a pretty good game.
We don't know. We're curious, man. We're curious to see who he is and what he is and how this is going to play out.
When guys are prone to injury, what do you think that is? Is it some kind of mental thing that...
It's not mental, because everything that has happened to him and the times that he's been injured, he's been running, trying to make something happen on a play. When then you say, why don't you just stay in the pocket to be a quarterback? Then when he stays in the pocket to be a quarterback, you say, why don't you get out of the pocket and run? They did the same darn thing with Michael Vick. The fans can never be happy whatsoever unless you're winning.
Is the NFL tougher now or easier?
Tougher. It's tougher to compete now because of all the rules and guidelines and regulations, the passing rules. You can't touch the quarterback.
Tougher to play defense.
It's tougher to play defense. Easier to play offense.
Did you have concussions?
I had several.
Now, that's troublesome to the league.
It is.
Lawsuits.
You can't stop it. How can you stop it? Guys are getting bigger, stronger, and faster. Equipment is better and better and better than it once were. I have a series of helmets in my home that I collected from all the teams. When I played back in the late 80s, early 90s, the helmet is heavy. It's huge. You could say, oh, my God. Then the helmets right now, they're so much lighter.
That's better.
Yeah. That's better because they're made better. They're made better 100%. But the guys are bigger, stronger, and faster.
You coach kids. Are you concerned that Pop Warner leagues are down 35% in people joining them?
Yeah, because mothers are making those decisions.
Yeah.
First and foremost, there's a lot of single mothers out there. That's what that says to me. That's making those decisions for the kids. And secondly, fathers need to, instead of laying down consummating that child, they need to raise that child. Because if you had a lot of more fathers involved, I'm sure they would say, let's give it a shot. And they would not only be sideline fathers, but be coaches and teach the proper technique and tackling.
What do you make of the gay athlete? Now, Michael Sam got released by the Cowboys.
You know what? I reached out to Michael Sam because I have a cousin who's gay. He was gay ever since when we were kids. And I'm not saying I condone it, but I don't condemn it. I don't love what he do, but I love him as a man. And I just wanted him to understand the burden and the weight that he's carrying.
You don't think it's a choice, though, do you?
It could be.
I don't know why. Who would choose it?
Who wouldn't?
Well, but
yeah. Well, we would get into saying, well, God did this and God did that. The God I know don't make mistakes as well.
Okay. On Arsenio Hall's late night show earlier this year, you said you had gay teammates.
Yes, on every team.
All right.
Yeah.
Did it affect the locker room? Did it
Not
affect
whatsoever.
your play?
Man, we all have gay family members or gay friends that are really that we know that are gay. We still love them. We look out for them.
Do you judge them?
No, not whatsoever. I'm not one to judge anybody anyway.
But you believe in the Bible and you believe.
Yes, I do. But God loves the sinner, but He doesn't love the sin. So I don't judge them whatsoever. It's my job to share love and protect them and guide them and try to lead them in the right direction. I don't judge.
Do you like their coming out?
Yeah. I don't think anyone should live in bondage.
Last month you reported that there was some discord among the 49ers teammates and their coach.
Yeah.
Has that gotten better?
I would say so, because I think it challenged them to do better. It's so funny that people say that's a lie. Well, why would I just want to wake up one morning and tell a lie on the San Francisco 49ers?
How did you learn it?
From several different sources, inside the locker room and upper management. And they know. The thing that bothers me is that they know it's real. I mean, they know darn well it's real, and you're going to try to cover up and hide it. It's not like I was taking a shot at the coach. I actually like the coach. I actually like what he's brought to the San Francisco 49ers. Do he have problems in his locker room? Yes, he does. He know he does. They know he does. If not, sign him for another season.
Yeah, they haven't.
Why? And they won't.
How important is locker room atmosphere? You know, they used to say, let's look at the Oakland A's of the 70s.
Right.
Guys at the Bronx Zoo in New York. Do you have to like each other to be a winning team?
No, you don't. It helps, but you don't have to. I don't have to speak to you as long as you do your job on that other corner and lock it down. We cool. We don't even have to speak after the game. I don't have to speak to the quarterback. As long as we know I'm going to be right here and you're going to throw that ball where I need you to throw that ball, we straight. It helps that we can hold hands and say kumbaya after the game, but it's not a necessity.
We find out how many times Deion will wear the same suit right after this. Stay tuned. We're back with the great Deion Sanders. His Deion's Family Playbook is on Oprah Winfrey's own network. Saturday nights at 9 p.m. He's also on CBS Sports Thursday nights doing football. He's got his prep school. He's active in everything, and he's raising 100 kids. And he's an amazing man. Some social media questions for Deion. At Philly NFL wants to know who picks out your outfits and how many times you will wear the same suit.
I pick out all my outfits. I'm my own stylist, and I may not wear the same suit in a year. Probably a year, maybe two.
So in other words, this wonderful suit you're wearing now.
It goes to the back of the closet. It has to make its way back up front.
Back up front.
Yeah.
What determines what you wear each day?
The way I feel. Weather, climate, show, you know.
At Roadrunner Talon tweets, what advice would you give young people who wish to become sports broadcasters?
First of all, get an education. It's not easy, and know the game. Know the game, get close to the game, and start off at a lower level and work your kinks out before you really step on that major stage.
At Michael P. Doran tweets, what are your thoughts on Marshawn Lynch, having interviewed him?
That's a grown man, because I know him. This guy is so good of a person. He came to our kickoff, our tip-off basketball game last season. Didn't want anybody to pay his way. He's like, if you guys need me there, I'll be there. No problem. I got you, Prime. Show right up and bless the kids, and they loved it.
Autry Graphs on Instagram. If you had one game to win, which current quarterback would you want playing?
Tom Brady.
And which former quarterback?
Dan Marino.
Now a little game of if you only knew.
If I only knew. If I only knew what I knew, I wouldn't have been divorced twice. What about that? Can we play that game?
What's a superpower you'd like to have?
I like to find out the other person's agenda.
The other person's agenda.
Everyone has an agenda. I just want to make sure what your agenda is. Yeah.
Wide receiver who gave you the most problems?
Jerry Rice, the greatest of all time, the GOAT.
Who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year?
New England Patriots. I don't know who in the NFC.
Pitcher you could never figure out.
Anybody that had a left hand.
Any superstitions during your playing days? Baseball players have more superstitions than others.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Don't touch the foul line when they run on.
No. In my playing days, I used to lay my uniform out on the floor. And, I wouldn't like people to step across it.
Football and baseball?
Football. No, just football. Just football.
Quietest teammate?
Quietest teammate are those guys you tell I love you. There's one guy, I can't even think of his name, but I used to tell him I love him every day because he had the capacity to come and just blow up the whole joint. So I used to make sure, man, I love you, man, every day so you remember me if you ever could come.
What current players impress you?
Love LeBron. I love LeBron. Peyton Manning is one of a kind. He as well as Tom Brady. My cornerbacks, of course, all my cornerbacks. I can go on.
What was your shining sports moment?
The day I was drafted, knowing that I could retire my mother for the rest of her life.
What round were you drafted?
First round, 5th pick to Atlanta.
Cruelest fans. What city is the toughest to play in?
None. Booze actually turned me on.
Really?
Yeah, it got me excited. Got me there. I love a good boo.
If you had to choose one, the Super Bowl or the World Series?
Super Bowl. You only get one shot.
Rather catch a touchdown pass or hit a home run?
I'd rather intercept the touchdown pass than high step them from 90.
A current player that reminds you of you.
It would take 4.
Closest teammate in the NFL.
Closest teammate in the NFL probably was Jamie Dukes.
What was George Steinbrenner like?
I loved him.
Astute
businessman.
But a good guy.
He's
Loyal.
gonna tell you what he feels and feels what he tell you.
Toughest defensive player today.
Toughest defensive player today, J.J. Watt.
Yeah, oh, he's something.
He's a grown man.
Favorite celebration move?
My dance.
You danced, yeah.
Yes.
Moment you knew you had it made.
When the doctor slapped me on the butt and I looked at him.
Favorite video game to play?
Favorite video game to play was Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Baby, you remember that one.
I don't play video games.
Yeah, well, you know what? That wasn't a video game. That was just a game. You remember the Rock'em Sock'em Robot? The guy's boxing and you hit him and his head pops up. Yeah, that wasn't a video game, but that was our
I used to
type
like
of
the
game.
hockey game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Coach who had the biggest impact on your career?
2 of them. My high school coach who threw me off the team my junior year because I got suspended for doing something stupid in school. He threw me off the team and I was the starting quarterback and the man on the team. Threw me off, humbled me, set my butt straight, and I love him today for that. As well as Mickey Andrews from Florida State University taught me everything I know from the defensive back position.
What do you make of the problems at Florida State?
They don't have any problems. They just winning. When you win, everything is magnified.
You think they're the best team?
I really do. I think they have some of the best athletes. I really do.
What about the quarterback?
I like him. I think he's misguided right now, but I like him.
What's your favorite thing about being a coach?
Oh, my God. Coaching is tough because I have an expectation. I have a tremendous expectation.
You know, the better athletes don't make great coaches because they want them to be as good as them.
I don't want them to be as good as me. I just want them to be their best, and I know their best. You don't have to be the best, but you're going to give me your best.
Would you want to be a coach in the NFL?
No, because I could if I want to. I'm right where God wants me to be. I'm happy at Prime Prep Academy. I'm happy and elated. I'm happy coaching youth from ages 5 to 14. I'm loving life, man.
You're my man, Deion.
Love you, man. You all right with me, baby.
I want to thank my guest, the great Mr. Primetime, Deion Sanders. You can watch him in Deion's Family Playbook on Saturdays, 9 p.m. on OWN, and see him during the NFL season on the NFL Network and on CBS Sports. And remember, you can find me on Twitter at Kings Things. I'll see you next time.